Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am FPL Rondo, and what we're going to be going over today is the Game Week 1 locked-in team for the 2023-2024 season. I'm very excited to get started with this. It's my first season doing FPL YouTube, and I'm really excited to just get started, get the first game week locked in, get the deadline passed, and just get rolling with this. So without further ado, let's get into this. So starting off in goal is Onana of Manchester United. A bit of a no-brainer for me. It covers the Manchester United defence, so if they ever get a clean sheet, I will get the points for that. I think he will get some good bonuses throughout this season, although I do believe Luke Shaw will get the majority of the bonus points when they do keep a clean sheet, and obviously he does have the assist potential as well. But yeah, I think Onana will be a great point scorer in goal this season and will potentially be the top scoring goalkeeper come the end of the season. Other options that I do see online are Jordan Pickford and Sam Johnston, but I do think Emi Martinez is being a bit overlooked as well. But to me, I do think Onana is just the best pick out of the bunch. I've got Matt Turner in goal as like the substitute option on the bench. He will be just bench warming the entire season unless Onana picks up an injury or a knock, in which case I might just put him in there. I can't even see it happening if, say, Manchester United are playing Manchester City. That might be the only other opportunity that I'm potentially consider putting Matt Turner in goal instead for Nottingham Forest, as he should be the starting goalkeeper this season for them. But yeah, that's the goalkeeper picks, and we're just going to go on to the defence now. So going on to the defence now, and this has been a bit of a set and forget for me as well, just like Onana in goal. These picks have been the same for a few weeks now, and it hasn't changed at all pretty much, apart from the substitute defence options, which I've done a very minor switch, as you'll see in a second. But I've gone for Ben Chilwell, Gabriel and Estepinian. I do think these are just the best picks, and that 5 to 5.5 million range for defenders is the sweet spot for good defensive picks. Ben Chilwell has been so attacking in pre-season and is looking like such an electric pick. Should be on set pieces, getting great assists, and he is getting very far up the pitch and is just creating a lot of attacking options, and it should be getting a lot of points and getting involved in the goals. So, and a fantastic pick there for Ben Chilwell, and he has been locked for a long time. Gabriel, Arsenal defence, he's been very consistent, doesn't tend to get injured, which is obviously the issue with Ben Chilwell. Gabriel is just a very safe pick, and at 5 million for an Arsenal defender who will potentially play the entire season, assuming there's no injuries, yeah, he's just an absolutely fantastic pick and has been, again, locked in my team for quite some time now. Estepinian, same position as Gabriel pretty much. He is more attacking. He didn't get as many returns as we hoped last season, but I'm hoping that steps up this season, as he does sort of have that potential in him. He doesn't really get injuries, so that is another pretty safe pick for me, and at 5 million for him as well, a fantastic option. And at Luton at home first game, ooh, there's hopefully some assists in there surely. So yeah, no, that's a fantastic back three, and I'm very satisfied with my decisions there. But I think a lot of people will have that back three going into the start of the season. In the defensive bench options, we have Kabore and Bayer of Luton and Burnley. Kabore's been in there since he signed, and he actually got added to the FPL game. He's been there since pretty much day one from that point onwards. And Bayer has been a switch since my previous draft, just to free up funds for other positions, as you will see later on in this video. Moving on to the midfield decisions now, and I have gone for Mohamed Salah, Saka, Rashford and Eze as my starting four midfielders. I have opted for Salah just because it's Mo Salah. He has such a high ceiling for points per game. Chelsea away, first game of the season, isn't ideal, obviously, but hopefully even if they get a penalty, I do expect Mohamed Salah to take that. He is the penalty taker, and he is the only attacking option that I would trust to get 90 minutes. So he has been a player that I've been wanting to fit in for quite some time, but only recently, with newer options becoming available at lower price points, have I managed to really fit him into my draft, which is absolutely fantastic, and it's been a no-brainer for me since I've been able to find ways to get him in. Saka is potentially going to be the top scoring midfielder of this season in that great Arsenal midfield that is just getting better and better with each season going by. Well, what seems like that's the case anyway. I just think Saka's going to be such a pivotal part of that Arsenal attack, and I can't see him getting substituted too often. And with him on penalties as well, there's just so many points to be made there, and it covers that Arsenal attack when obviously I'm missing the likes of Martinelli, Trossard, Jesus, and I've not even got Havertz or anyone like that. So yeah, I've only got for Saka in the Arsenal attack, so hopefully that can cover me enough to not lose too much rank when there is like 4 or 5 goals from them in a game. But yeah, that's a fantastic pick as well. Rashford is just another no-brainer. I could have opted for Bruno Fernandes and saved that 0.5 million, but I do think, especially with Højlund of the new signing in the striker's position for Manchester United being injured going into the start of the season through game week 1, maybe a few after. I do believe he's out for a few weeks. Rashford will be playing in that striker's position, and I do think that it has so much potential to get points. I'm really excited to see what Rashford can do this season, because he was a great asset for me last season and he got me lots of points, and I actually used my triple captain on him last season as well and got me a fantastic haul there as well. So yeah, Rashford, really happy with him in my team, and I'm glad I've made a spot for him to fit. Eze is a 6.5 million midfielder. Great option. He's going to be on free kicks, penalties, everything at Crystal Palace will come from Eze. If there's goals, he'll either be on the assist or the goal itself, and I can't see many other people being involved. He will just be the main man for Crystal Palace in that attack, and yeah, I'm very happy to have him, especially after the great preseason he has had with Crystal Palace. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do this season. It's a bit of a punt, because usually I would go for the likes of Matoma or March, but with Kudus joining them, what seems like that anyway, I've opted to switch out from March, which was in my previous draft, and opt in for Eze, and I think that is a great decision, and I think it will pay off going into game week 1. On the bench, we've got Chukwuemeka of Chelsea. He should be a starting player with Nkunku out of the attacking midfielder position. We should see him coming in, and as a 4.5 million midfielder, hopefully, even if it's just for a few weeks, maybe a month or two, hopefully we can see him playing some regular minutes in that Chelsea attack, and hopefully we can get some good points for him. He will be on the bench just because I'm unsure of how many minutes he will get. Again, I do believe, based off of what I've seen online, he will be a starting player, but I don't want to take that risk just yet. I want to give it a few games, see if he does fit into that Premier League starting 11, because it's a different ball game to pre-season, and hopefully he does pick up those 90 minutes and does get off to a good start, because just very similar to João Pedro, who we'll get onto later, I do think it's down to how they start the season as to whether they will pick up a lot of minutes afterwards. If they keep the form going from game week 1 onwards, I think they will be nailed. It's just down to those first few games to lock themselves into those starting 11s for their relevant teams. So yeah, I think I'm very happy with him in midfield as my sort of substitute option. Anderson of Newcastle is another one I've seen online. Not too fussed on him, just because I'm not convinced he makes it into that Newcastle starting 11. But yeah, Chukwuemeka, I'm assuming I'm saying that right. I do fancy him as my option as a substitute in midfield. So finishing off with the attack today, we have a very offensive 3-4-3 formation. So I've got all 3 of my strikers on the pitch in the starting 11. I've gone for Nicholas Jackson, Erling Haaland, the robot himself, and João Pedro of Brighton. Yeah, I've gone for a very offensive team here, and Nicholas Jackson, I do think, will be a very high point scorer. The top man at Chelsea, he's going to be the attacker where all the balls are going to. With Nkunku out, I do think his minutes will increase, and that definitely solidified him in my team. At 7 million as well, I can save that extra bit of money, which I could have spent on like an Ollie Watkins, who I think is also a great pick, but I just wanted to save that bit of money to put elsewhere into my team, and I think I found the most balance with this setup here. So yeah, I've gone for Nicholas Jackson, saves up that funding for elsewhere in the team, but also provides that quality and skill up front and that goal threat, and especially from that preseason he has had. he could be a very, very good option and is looking very sharp going into game week 1. Erling Haaland, no questions there. Could have gone for Harry Kane, but he looks like he's off to Bayern Munich as well. Potentially, anyway, that could all fall through still. But Erling Haaland has been like 99% in my team anyway. He's been locked there since day one, and I don't think that's going to change for the rest of the season. I think he's going to have to settle in to his new home there for the rest of the for the foreseeable future anyway. João Pedro is the Brighton asset that I was questioning before, just because I am worried about his minutes. I do think, from what I've seen anyway online, he will be sitting behind the striker in like a central attacking midfield position, but I think he will be a great goal threat still. Even if he does end up playing striker, that is even better. But yeah, I've got no issues with him, especially at his price point of 5.5 million. Frees up the funds for elsewhere in the team, and I think that's how I've managed to get the team I have with picks like Chukwuemeka, Eze, João Pedro, and Kabore and Bayer on the bench. I've been able to sort of put the majority of my funds elsewhere, and I think that has definitely improved my team. Yeah, I've got João Pedro. I am worried about his minutes, so that could fall through, especially if both my options in Chukwuemeka and João Pedro fall through. I will be a bit limited as my my bench options are a bit limited. But yeah, I'm very excited to see what they can do, and I'm very happy with this team. So that's my team going into the start of the 2023-2024 season. Again, I am so excited to get started with this. I can't wait to post regularly throughout the season. I am hoping to get a game week team selection video out each week just before the deadline, and I'm hoping to do like a game week review at the start of the week. So hopefully we can stick to that schedule as much as possible. Again, I have got a job outside of this, so I do have other commitments, and I am a homeowner as well. So I've got a lot on my a lot going on basically behind the scenes. So yeah, I'm going to try and keep this as regular as possible, try and keep this keep you guys as up to date as possible. I do have a Twitter, so if you want more like frequent and sort of responsive updates, then get over to the Twitter and give me a follow there. That would be very much appreciated. And if you have enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe just for the journey that's to come. Obviously, game week 1 is just around the corner, and I wish you all the very best of luck there. Hopefully this channel can give you some guidance and some information and ideas that you might not have thought of prior to this video or future videos that I do post. But yeah, I'm very excited to get going. I'm very excited to share this journey with you, and hopefully we can get the best rank we possibly can. So best of luck to all of you out there going into game week 1. Hope you all get the best ranks that you are wanting to achieve, and yeah, I hope you all have a great rest of your day and enjoy the rest of the season.